Good afternoon, students. This is Grace, ma'am. Today we'll continue with our chapter 3, the Delhi Sultanate, 1206 to 1526 CE. Before starting the chapter, I've given you homework from filling the blanks 1, 2, and 3, answers in brief, question number 1, 2, and 3, and answers in detail, question number 1. I've given the answer. You check your answers, and if you need correction, you can do the correction by seeing my notes, okay? And I've also given you the answers in details. Write a note on Razia Sultana. This also I've given you the answer. Now, before continuing the chapter, I'd like to do a quick revision. We have started the Delhi Sultanate, chapter Delhi Sultanate, and we have studied that in this Delhi Sultanate there are 5 dynasties, that are slave dynasty, the Khaljis, the Tughlaqs, the Sayyids, and the Lodhis. So in the last class we have studied about the slave dynasty. And students, who was the founder of slave dynasty? Who was the founder of slave dynasty? Yes, Qutbuddin Aibak. He was the founder of slave dynasty. And why it was called as slave dynasty? Because Qutbuddin Aibak, the founder of this dynasty, himself was a slave. Okay. So after Qutbuddin Aibak, the next sultan of slave dynasty was Iltutmish. After Iltutmish, it was Razia Sultana, and I've told you Razia was the first and the last woman who sat on the throne of Delhi. And the fourth and the last sultan of the slave dynasty was Ghiyasuddin Balban. So this is the chart, okay? We have studied the slave dynasty. Today we'll study the Khalji dynasty and the Tughlaq dynasty, okay? So let's start with the Khaljis. So let me tell you, students, in few books it is written as Khilji dynasty, and in few books it is written as Khalji. Okay, Khilji and Khalji both are same word. Okay, and in a book it is written as the Khaljis, the Khalji dynasty. So there were 2 sultans, there were 2 rulers of the Khalji dynasty. The first one is the Jalaluddin Khalji, and the second one is Alauddin Khalji. So Jalaluddin Khalji, he was the founder of Khalji dynasty, and he was 70 years old when he ascended the throne of Delhi. The most important event during his rule was the attack of the Mongols, which was repulsed by Jalaluddin. So students, what does the word repulse means? Repulse means to fight back, okay? So next point is, he was treacherously killed by his ambitious nephew, Alauddin Khilji. So he was treacherously killed. Treacherously means he was killed by cheating. Okay, he was cheated by his nephew Alauddin Khalji. So Alauddin Khilji treacherously killed his own uncle, whose name was Jalaluddin Khalji. After killing Jalaluddin Khalji, Alauddin Khalji ascended the throne of the Delhi and declared himself as the ruler sultan of the Delhi Empire. So Alauddin Khalji's ambition was to conquer the world like Alexander the Great. He wanted to conquer the whole world. He was known to be cruel and resolute ruler. Yes, it can be seen he was a cruel because he killed his own uncle to become the ruler of the Delhi Sultan. His general Malik Kafur, who was earlier his slave, led a series of successful raids into Deccan. He expanded Alauddin's empire in south till Rameshwaram. Now students, this is very important point, the next point, that is the administrative reforms of Alauddin Khalji, because there is a question given in your book, a long question, answers in details, question number 2 or 3, maybe 2. The question is, explain in details the administrative reforms of Alauddin Khalji. So we'll see in details, okay? Just try to understand it properly. Alauddin Khalji was an efficient administrator, as he was very ambitious ruler. He was very ambitious, that's why he killed his own uncle Jalaluddin Khalji. Then he wanted to conquer the whole world like Alexander the Great. He increased the size of army to protect his empire. His empire were expanded from Delhi to south till Rameshwaram. So, in order to protect his empire, he needed huge number of armies. To meet the expenses of maintaining this huge army, he devised ways to add his revenue. He confiscated all rent-free land holdings that had been given to priests and government officials. The officials were forbidden to collect extra taxes from the peasants. The peasants paid taxes directly to the state. Students, there was no middleman. Okay, the peasant did not need to pay taxes to the officials or to the priests. Okay, they need to pay taxes directly to the state. The land revenue was raised to half the total produce. In this way, he was able to build a rich treasury. To prevent any conspiracies among the nobles, Alauddin banned all banquets and assemblies. He also enlarged the system of espionage and spread his spies among the empire. Now, students, who are spies? Can anyone tell me? Spies are the person who tries to get secret information about another country, person among the empire. Now, students, who are spies? Can anyone tell me? Spies are the person who tries to get secret information about another country, person or an organization. Okay, so he had enlarged the system of espionage and spread his spies among the whole territory, among the whole empire. Alauddin transferred the markets of Delhi by setting up different markets for food grains, horses, cattle and imported goods. The weight and balances of the merchants were checked regularly. Alauddin also made arrangement for storing large quantities of grain to be used in the times of need. So, we have seen about the Khalji dynasty. There were two sultans. There were Jalaluddin Khalji and the second one was the Alauddin Khalji. Okay. Now, the third dynasty is the Tughlaq dynasty. The Tughlaq dynasty is from 1320 to 1399 CE. There were three rulers: Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq, Muhammad bin Tughlaq and Firoz Tughlaq. Now we'll do a case study. That means we'll study in details about the Tughlaq dynasty. Okay, the Tughlaqs ruled Delhi from 1320 to 1399 CE. Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq, the founder of this dynasty, was followed by his son Muhammad bin Tughlaq, the most famous ruler of this dynasty. Now, Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Muhammad bin Tughlaq is known in Indian history as a confused genius. He was a capable administrator and commander and good scholar, but still he was not a popular one. Okay, why he was not popular one? He was very learned man, very educated. He had deep knowledge of religion and philosophy and was very open-minded, but still people used to hate him. People used to dislike him because the result of all his ideas were disaster. His ideas were often not fruitful. Okay, so let's see in details. Let's talk about what he did which made him unpopular, or what were the reason for his failure and why people disliked him. Okay, such first event was the shifting of the capital. As we know, it's very simple to understand. Delhi was the capital because they had their empire in Delhi. Okay, in 1327 CE, Muhammad bin Tughlaq decided to shift his capital from Delhi to Devagiri. Devagiri is also known as Daulatabad, which was located 1400 kilometers from Delhi. Okay, so Daulatabad was at the center of his vast empire, but the project failed miserably because of the two reasons. First, he ordered the entire population of Delhi to shift to Daulatabad. This caused great hardship to the people. He was at the center of his vast empire, but the project failed miserably because of the two reasons. First, he ordered the entire population of Delhi to shift to Daulatabad. This caused great hardship to the people. It was a very hard task to shift the entire population from one place to another, from Delhi to Daulatabad. Second reason was it left the northwestern frontiers of the empire exposed to attacks from the Mongols. So Daulatabad, the place Daulatabad, was easier for Mongols to attack as it was exposed for the exposed to attack from the Mongols. So, realizing his mistake, what Muhammad bin Tughlaq did was he again ordered the entire population to shift back to Delhi. So, you can see that it was a great mistake. He first shifted his entire population from Delhi to Daulatabad, and again realizing his mistake, again he shifted his entire population from Daulatabad to Delhi, and which caused a great hardship to the people. Now the next event was taxation in Delhi. Muhammad bin Tughlaq needed money to carry out his various plans. In order to raise more money, he increased the land tax in fertile Ganga, Yamuna and Doab and introduced new ones. At that time, the country was passing through a great famine, and during such hard time also, he collected revenues from the poor people, from the peasants, from the farmers, and this was the second reason why people disliked him. Okay, so the third one was the token currency. In 1330 CE, there was a shortage of silver, and during that time, the coins were made from silvers. Okay, so what did Muhammad bin Tughlaq did was the Sultan issued token coinage, that is coins of brass or copper, was stamped with a value equal to that of the silver and circulated it. But this experiment also miserably failed. It was a big disaster because there was no one to do a proper check in this system. Okay, there was no proper control, and it resulted in widespread fraud. How? Because people started making their own coins of brass and copper at their home. Hundreds of thousands of counterfeit coins came into circulation, which caused chaos in trade and commerce. Muhammad had to finally withdraw the token currency and offer to exchange all token coins for silver coins. Now the fourth and the last one is the expedition to the northwest. In 1337 to 1338 CE, Muhammad bin Tughlaq undertook an expedition to China and Karachil in the Kumaon Garhwal region of Himalayas. It was another big disaster. Kumaon Garhwal region of Himalayas. It was another big disaster. Ibn Battuta said whether this Karachil expedition succeeded or not, it led to the death of his soldiers, accepting a few. All these schemes were basically sound but suffered from lack of proper planning. They caused only suffering to his country and his subject. So people had to suffer a lot because of all these plans he had made, and the plans which was failed very miserably. Okay, it was a disaster. These people had to face many problems and they had to suffer many problems. Okay, these were the reasons why he was not a popular ruler and one of the reasons for his failure. Okay, students, I have given last class I have given you the homework, and today I have attached you the answer. So today the homework will be from answers in brief, question number 4. Why did Muhammad bin Tughlaq's plan to shift his capital fail? Just now I discussed about this, that how Muhammad bin Tughlaq's plan to shift his capital failed. Okay, and the next is from question number 4, answer in details. You have to write question number 2. Answer question number 1, I have given you the answer. Now you have to write question number 2, and you have to write down the answer of question number 2 and question number 3. Question number 2 is describe the administration of Alauddin Khalji that I have explained in the Khalji dynasty. And the third question is write an essay on the strengths and weaknesses of Muhammad bin Tughlaq as a ruler. This also I have explained. Okay, go through the book. Okay, take your time, read it properly, try to understand it properly. Okay, then you start writing your answers. Okay, thank you, have a good day.